Well, we know at least 65 people died in the Philippines, and many of them lost their lives in landslides in the island of Luzon. Officials there are saying illegal mines were partly responsible. For instance, in the town of Itagon, we know 32 miners were killed, many more are missing. And in these pictures, you'll see that there is still an effort sifting through the rubble, some people just doing so with their hands. Unfortunately, they're not looking for survivors anymore. They're looking for the bodies of their loved ones. And the International Organization for Migration is saying these miners were huddled with their families in one two-story shelter when the typhoon hit. And this drone footage, which has been released, shows you that once the landslide happened, they would have had no chance at all. The country's Chamber of Mines is saying all the miners and all their families had been told to leave, but a mine had been operating illegally close to the shelter where those men were taking refuge. Well, we know the charity World Vision has managed to get to the scene of this disaster, and we spoke to one of its staff earlier.
It's so heartbreaking, and there have been a lot of family members of these miners who I've talked to, and one of them is a father of two who just heard about the news yesterday, and so he rushed to Benguet to see his children retrieved. But up until today, there's no news about his sons being retrieved.
Well, there are similar scenes of devastation further north on Luzon. We've highlighted Tuguegarao. It's a city home to about 140,000 people. Some residents are saying it's all but been wiped out. We can't confirm that, but certainly we know that it's under extreme pressure. A local official said it's a state of calamity, and we've got this drone footage, which also gives you an idea of the extent to which buildings have been damaged. A lot of these buildings will have to be destroyed and something built afresh. You can also see the extent of damage to roofs of buildings. And again, these are not problems which will be solved in the short term. Most of this area is without electricity. We're also told that the countryside and the surrounding area is flooded to a great degree. Rice paddies, for instance, have been very badly damaged. And unfortunately, this is a familiar scene to people in this area. This was the devastation brought by Super Typhoon Haiyan back in 2013. Then 7,000 people died. And as a response to that disaster, the government in the Philippines improved its procedures around typhoons.